Call meeting to order. Let the record show all board members are present. To have a motion to approve the agenda with the adjustments. There's going to be a 10H under consideration of incentive pay for early childhood teachers and completion of the LETRS professional training.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, the first thing on our agenda is recognitions. First place winners. Molly's going to speak.
Okay. I think yes. Okay. Good evening, President Ford, board members, Superintendent Starcher. This evening, I would like to recognize some of our cooks in the county. They participated in Raleigh County's or Beckley's Chili Night just last weekend, and they won first place in schools, and they beat West Virginia Tech's culinary program. And I also want to say that they finished third place for People's Choice. While the trophy is a little smaller than last year's second place, it is a first place trophy now. So it is on display in the Child Nutrition Office. We have 3 cooks here this evening. Do you want me to recognize all their names or the cooks? Okay. The first cook that helped with Chili Night this year was Miss Kim Allen. We have Miss April Allen. Miss Joyce Carpenter. The ringleader of all this. Monica McClure. Melody Ross. And finally, Samara Swearingen. I also wanted to get a token put into our People's Choice. Was just the most enjoyable experience. So thank you.
Okay, moving right along. Congratulations. Agenda items. We have none. Non-agenda items. Amanda Meadows.
Good evening, Dr. Starcher, President Ford, and members of the board. I'm Amanda Sammons Meadows. I teach 3rd grade at Maxwell Hill Elementary. And the first report cards are going to be sent home in a few weeks. And I'm asking you to consider adding the numerical grade onto the elementary report cards. While I know the grading scale itself is set by the state, I also understand that districts are able to decide whether or not numerical grades are printed alongside the letter grades. In fact, the policy states a letter grade and its numerical equivalent may be recorded on the report card provided to students in grades 1 through 5. So each year, I have to go into my settings in Schoology and adjust my settings so the letter grades print instead of numerical grades, so it can literally be changed by a click of a button. As a student of a high school senior and freshman, I understand why letter grades work really well at the 2nd grade level, especially when you're determining academic rank, academic honors. But for elementary students, numerical grades would provide some much needed clarity and context. Letter grades can sometimes be misleading. For example, in today's 10-point grading scale, a student with 90% and a student with a 99 both earn the same, an A. Often, parents interpret an A to mean their child is excelling, when in reality, there is a wide difference between those scores. Similarly, a student who moves from an 80, which is a B, to a 79, a C, they appear on their grade card to have dropped a whole letter grade, even though their performance has really not changed very much. Growth is another area where numbers matter. Last year, one of my 3rd graders raised her math score from the first 9 weeks, she had a 70, to the next 9 weeks, she had a 79. And this was through tremendous effort. I worked with her one-on-one. She had extra practice. She went to tutoring after school, and she was so proud. She thought she was going to do better. When she opened up her report card, because both grades translated to a C, it looked like she hadn't improved at all. And she was just so deflated, just her little face just fell. Despite all of her hard work, I went ahead and I wrote her numerical grades on her report card myself so that she and her parents could go and see her real progress. Students deserve to see the kind of growth that they have in a meaningful way. On the other end, I've also seen grades fall dramatically. For example, from an 89 to a 70, on the report card that just shows B to C, but it doesn't convey the seriousness of a 20-point drop. The same applies to grades like a conduct grade of a 79.4, which would round, into a C, and a 69.5, which would round also to a C. Yet parents would respond, I think, differently if they saw the actual number on there. Elementary school lays the foundation for a child's academic journey. Parents deserve a clear and accurate picture of their child's progress. While I understand that some subjects like ELA in elementary combine multiple skills into one grade, at the very least, printing numerical scores would help families identify areas of strength and area where support's needed. After all, we all like to know where we measure up. Otherwise, we'd be content to say, hey, Raleigh County, we're in the top 20 school districts in the state. But that's not what we put on the billboard. No, we are ranked 13th. Because we're proud of that ranking, and exactness matters. When we look at test scores, we're looking at precise numbers as well. We don't say, oh, that school's proficient. No, we say, hey, that school went from being 65th in the state to being 19th. True story, shout out Maxwell Hill. We highlight growth, and when scores do drop, we don't just say, oh, their scores dropped. We can tell exactly how many points they drop, and we often do report that. Families deserve this same exactness when it comes to their child's grades. So I sincerely hope that you will consider this request, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I got one question. If they go in and look at their grades, if a parent goes in and looks at their grades in Schoology or whatever it is there, would you have a number score in there for their child for each event, or each grade, or would you have a letter?
It can show both. It'll show both if they go in and look.
So if they go and look actually on the web.
Right. But a lot of them don't, which is why
I know they don't, but
Okay.
I said you put both of them in there.
I think they both print out that way, yes. I've never printed from there. I assume they both print out with the numerical and the, if they go in and look.
Okay.
Yeah, we still send paper midterms because parents aren't all connected and looking, so.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along. Board reports, Dr. Hutchins.
This is not really about visiting schools or anything, but it is about talking with teachers. And I've talked with a lot of them, which I seem to be running into a lot lately. And the one thing that concerns me and that really concerns them, and I know there's nothing this board can do about it, is the increase in PEIA premiums. I've talked to so many teachers that are just really, really suffering because of that. I talked to one mother, a single mom with 2 kids, that is living on her teacher's salary, trying to raise 2 kids, paying back student loans, making a house payment, and trying to make a car payment. And she literally told me after she does all of that, she barely has enough to buy groceries to feed her kids. Our teachers just work, and our employees work so awfully hard and are so devoted that it breaks my heart that the legislature is so ignorant that they can't see what they have done to our employees. I mean, it is just absolutely heartbreaking. Again, I don't know what we can do about it. I know there's nothing we can do about it other than express our opinions. But if you go out and talk to some of these employees, I mean, it's just heart-wrenching to hear their stories and to know what we're going through. And I guess that's my soapbox for tonight. I just wanted to go on record as saying my heart breaks. I don't know what I can do about it, but I really sympathize with them because it is just crushing some of them.
Okay, Chris, do you hear that? Marcia?
Attended a Hollywood Ridgeview ball game and thoroughly enjoyed it. The kids are little, but they play their hearts out. I had to maintain my composure as a former volleyball player and a volleyball coach. I wanted to get all excited, so it was an enjoyable night, and the kids had a blast.
Ms. Hambrick?
The only thing I have is I did go to chili night, and our cooks were absolutely awesome. Their pepperoni rolls were really good, too. We appreciate you.
Mr. Snuffer?
I want to congratulate you guys on the chili night thing, though I'm just taking for word that you won because I don't see chili here. That would have been really nice. I'm just letting you know that. You know, when it comes to food, I'm very, I'm going to sample it. No, it's all gone. That's the way my story of my life. Yep. Yeah, I got you. Okay. But no, congratulations. I heard a lot of good stuff about it. As far as other things, I did attend a middle school football game with Trap Hill and Oak Hill. It was really interesting to watch and to be there and see it. Trap Hill won the game, so it was good. I get to brag because my grandson kicked the extra point that won the game. They don't usually kick extra points. He's a kicker. They talked him into kicking, and they won by 1 point. So that was a good deal. Besides that, I will say that Dr. Hutchins hit around the nail. Insurance is killing. I got a thing today for federal employees. They're going to increase our premiums 20%. They're talking about increasing premiums 20% and a 1% raise. So it doesn't wash. People are making less money now than they were 4 years ago because of insurance. And I'm sure it's the same way with teachers. And I don't know that legislators really take that into account, how strong it is. And especially with teachers, even back when I taught, the insurance was kind of part of our package. We paid nothing for insurance when I taught. It was part of our stuff. It was included. So hopefully someone out there listening will take it seriously. And it's hard to recruit good teachers into the field when they can't make a living.
Thank you. The only thing I've got, had the opportunity about a week or so ago to go to Woodrow Wilson High School. Brad Smith, president of Marshall University, was there sharing good news regarding their entry program with Raleigh County Schools. That's all I have. Dr. Starcher?
Thank you, Mr. Ford. Just a few things. First, I don't see Miss Bailey right away, but I do want to, no, not Miss Bailey, Miss Bond. Sorry, it's the wrong Jamie. I apologize, but I do want to thank Miss Bond for hosting our board meeting here this evening and providing the snacks and drinks she has. So thank you for that. I will say that the Daniels Playground Project is progressing. As you know, we did release some of our students early a couple weeks ago to accommodate for some work on the road, and we'll be needing to do that another day here soon as well to finish that. But that project is progressing. We actually had a shipment, or received a shipment of playground equipment earlier this week. So we're excited about that. I would remind everyone that next Wednesday is Parent-Teacher Conference Day here in Raleigh County. So students will not be attending school next Wednesday, October 22nd. Teachers, aides, secretaries, and our principals will be working an altered schedule, 10:30 to 6. So parents, I would just encourage you to reach out to your child's teacher and schedule a time to come in for Parent-Teacher Conference. We did have our first meeting of the Superintendent's Advisory Council. I believe that was 2 Mondays ago. We have another great group of students. Should be a very good year with some exciting requests and ideas to make us stronger to help us be stronger in our secondary high school level. Chili night, I will echo what's been said here. These ladies were quite funny, and I enjoyed being able to spend the evening with them. Obviously, they really make it possible for us to have a booth at Chili night. We give out books, and they do the chili, so it's a great team event, and I just appreciate their work every year helping us do that. And then I did receive notification today. I'm not going to announce it yet. I imagine we'll bring them next meeting, but we received notification that we have at least 4 state coaches of the year from one school. So there may be some other high schools who found out we have coaches of the year. So we'll get all that together and be recognizing some of our coaches at upcoming board meetings. So that's really great. 4 coaches in one school. That's pretty impressive. So thank you again, Ms. Bond, for having us, and we look forward to our LSICs tonight.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Reeves.
Good evening again, President Ford, board members, Dr. Starcher. This evening I'd like to share with you the August and September Child Nutrition Report. Hopefully you have that in your packets. It's just a summary of some of the data related to child nutrition as of the end of September 2025. We currently have 85.5 cook positions. I reviewed participation for meals and equivalent meals. We served 145,022 breakfasts through September 30th of this year, which is a 56.62 participation rate across the county. We served 152,486 lunches, 10,286 snacks, and based on equivalent meals, that's 263,824 meals that our cooks and cafeteria managers have served to kids thus far. Favorite menu items so far are for breakfast, strawberry bagels and muffins, which really surprised me. And our lunch favorites are chicken nuggets and chicken and waffles, not pepperoni rolls. We've seen marked increased participation at 5 schools: Cole City, Stratton, Park, Shady Spring High School, and Woodrow Wilson High School. We've implemented a new menu platform that was available to families beginning September 29th, I believe. There is a link to, or a web address for the new menu platform, as well as a QR code if you'd like to scan that with your phones when you have time. It is streamlined. As we update menus, we can add in nutritional information, and it's immediately accessible to families instead of an older process that took a little more time to give that access to families. But within that new menu platform, we can also track cost of meals. We'll be able to do production records in that menu platform as well, which is really important for the administrative review process. We do have an administrative review taking place this spring. We are already actively working on that. Ms. Richmond and I have visited schools. We're doing site reviews, and we are working actively with schools to make sure that every school in the county is ready and compliant when it comes to that administrative review. Some of my goals would be to ensure that participation at each school is the higher of either the county average of low SES students or that school's low SES percentage. I think that will show that we're providing those meals to the kids that are definitely in need of them. And I also want to recognize that our cafeteria managers and our kitchen staff have been critical to me. They've helped provide some insights on what's working well in the program and what we can do to make improvements in that program. Thank you.
Any questions?
That's a lot of cooking.
It is a lot of cooking, and it's good. It's really good cooking.
I want to thank you for the data. I've been on the school board many years, and this is the first time I've had that kind of data, and I like that. I appreciate you giving that to us and updating us in the future the same way. I think the program's come a long way under your leadership. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. We have no unfinished business. Policies and procedures. The following to be placed on a 30-day comment. Approve revisions of D.3.16.
Mr. Ford and board members, as you will see, policy D.3.16 is before you with the recommendation to place out on 30-day comment. Ms. Reeve and the Wellness Committee, I almost called her Ms. Snuffer myself, Ms. Richmond, they have reviewed the policy and made recommendations for revision based on current state policy, current web addresses, and so forth. So I would recommend this policy be placed on 30-day comment.
Okay, I've heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion? I hear a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consent items to be, any consent items should be removed. Should there be any removed? Consent items A, B, C, and D. Hearing no objection, we could approve all of those at one motion.
I move we approve the consent items as were submitted to us.
Motion's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. New business. Consider approval to reschedule the December 23rd board meeting to December the 16th.
I move we move the December 23rd meeting to December 16th because of the holidays.
Motion's moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. B, consider approval of the MOU with administrative offices of the Supreme Court of Appeals, State of West Virginia, for 2025 and 2026. Ms. Lacey.
Good evening. The MOU before you is in relation to our school-based truancy probation officer. We've had it for several years now, and the funding, half of it comes from the State Department, and we finally got approval for that half just a couple of weeks ago.
So anybody have any questions?
I move we approve the MOU with the Administrative Office of Supreme Court of Appeals.
Motion's been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Consider approval of the Southern Regional Education Board Crisis Recovery Network. Dr. Starcher, you can say something.
Board members, one of our counselors has asked for permission or approval to participate in the SREB Crisis Recovery Network. And what I understand with this is something that actually I spoke with a legislator about, not Delegate Tony, but someone else on the, I believe, on the House Ed Committee. But anyway, the legislature is interested in establishing an SREB Crisis Recovery Network, or some of our counselors participating in it, let me say it that way. And ultimately, the counselors would be trained to respond in a crisis situation, but that might involve, say that there's a crisis in Kentucky, then they might call on our counselor that's trained to go and support the recovery, the crisis recovery at that location in Kentucky. One of our counselors, and the same could be true here, that if we participate, then the SREB group could also send a group of counselors here to help us with an unfortunate crisis that would occur. So we had a counselor reach out to my office and ask if we would agree to allow her to participate. I think it's a great opportunity. Obviously, information she learns from participating in this network, she could bring back to our counselors as well. So I think it's a win-win for us. And the way I understand it, she wouldn't be called away more than 10 days per school year. And that's a max. It might, it could be anything from 0 to 10, but no more than 10 days a school year. And again, this particular counselor reached out to me and asked if we would support her in participating. And again, I think it's a great opportunity, and I would recommend the board approve this agreement with the SREB, Crisis Recovery Network.
Yeah, according to the news last night, there's only 30 seats available for that program.
And let me say, I don't think this is a given that she would be selected for those 30 seats, but this would allow her to apply, and it would pledge our support of her participation if she would be selected. Any questions? Okay.
Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consider approval of the MUSCO Sports Lighting LLC quote for retrofit. Oh, okay. D. Excuse me. Consider the approval of the memorandum of understanding with Burlington United Methodist Family Services. Dr. Starcher again.
Yes, board members, this is an agreement that we've had in place. It's obviously it's an annual agreement, so we're just bringing that back so that we can continue the partnership with Burlington United Methodist Family Services. So I'd recommend it be approved as presented.
Okay, y'all heard the recommendation. Do you have a motion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Now, consider approval of the MUSCO Sports Lighting quote for retrofit and installation at Independence High School softball field. Mr. It's all yours.
Good afternoon, members of the board, President Ford and Superintendent Starcher. Mr. Daniel and I would like to receive approval to proceed with this project. It's a budgeted project, and we really didn't have to bid it out because they're a member of a co-op. So we'd like to proceed with this so we can get the vendor scheduled to do the project.
I
Anybody have
move
any
we
questions?
approve the bid submitted by, I guess that's Moscow, for the lighting project at Independence baseball fields. Softball field.
Softball.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye. Everybody say aye. Okay. Thank you.
F.
Consider approval of the R.M. Huffman quote for the purchase and installation of replacement gymnasium bleachers at Independence Middle School and Liberty High School.
The same applies for this vendor. We're asking approval for a budgetary item to be approved to proceed and schedule the work.
Okay.
I move
Any questions?
I move we approve Huffman Company for purchase and installation and the removal of bleachers at Independence Middle and Liberty High School.
Thank you.
Do you have a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consider approval of the proposal for Beckley Water Company's easement request at Daniels Elementary. Mr. Daniel.
Good evening. President Ford, members of the board. Can you hear me now? Okay. President Ford, members of the board, Superintendent Starcher. Beckley Water Company already has an easement across Raleigh County property at Daniels Elementary. The current easement holds a 24-inch high-pressure water line. For this new easement, Beckley Water wishes to install a 16-foot by 10-foot vault to house a pressure-reducing valve. Once installed, we will only see 12 to 14 inches of the vault sticking above ground. As you come into the school, this is over on the right under the power line. After installation, Beckley Water Company will restore the land around the vault back to its original condition. Any questions?
And what, I guess the reason for the vault change is what, pressure thing or new water? Or?
Yeah, they want to put a 16-inch reducer on it and a control valve, so it's not always such high pressure moving through that line.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, reducing the pressure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No questions? Do I have a motion? Is there a second? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. H, consider approval of the incentive pay for early childhood teacher
Good evening, President Ford, board members, Superintendent Dr. Starcher. I would like for you all to consider a stipend for the completion of the Lexia letters for early childhood professional development and learning. This is a professional development that is grounded in the science of reading, and it's really a deep knowledge of literacy instruction for our youngest learners. This is a year-long program for our teachers, and it has 4 units of study. There are live sessions. There's online platforms that they must complete. There's a bridge to practice activities that they must complete, but it is only a year-long professional development. And at the completion of the professional development, the agreement or the memorandum of understanding would be that the teachers agree to work in Raleigh County, continue teaching for at least 3 years. Do you have any questions?
I guess I'm missing something here. What is the incentive pay? What?
It is $1,250.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I mean, it's probably here. I just didn't see it.
Any questions?
I would just add that this is a kind of a complement or supplement to the letters training that you approved last year for our K-3 correct? K-3
Correct.
teachers. This,
And
the state has
administrators.
started this pre-K letters opportunity now. But we are only eligible to send 5 teachers, and we actually had 15
Yes.
indicate interest, but we do have to select 5.
And I did get confirmation today from Janet Bach-Hager, and she said that as to keep the names, that it looks like that we may have extra spots available because other teachers or other counties did not submit names, so that we could keep a list. So it could be more than 5, but we do have 5 spots as of right now. Thank you.
Any questions? Have a motion.
I move we approve the incentive pay for early childhood teacher completion of the LETRS professional learning program.
Have a second. Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Consideration of personnel for 2025. Dr. Starcher.
Good evening, everyone. We have a couple pages with changes on these recommendations, and I know Dr. Starcher has, do you want to announce yours first?
Okay, on page 1, board members, you will see under central office letter B, we had hoped to be able to fill the school nurse position, but we're unable to. So we're going to have to remove that. Central office letter B. We need to remove that from the agenda. And then still on page 1, under elementary principals, letter B. My recommendation is Cameron Shannon from physical education teacher at Crescent Elementary School to assistant principal Ridgeview Elementary. The rest of the changes will be noted by Ms. Simonko.
Moving to page 4, under federal programs, letter A, Jason Manley should reflect Title I after school tutor. Page 5, at the top, pertaining to mentors, Amanda Inman should reflect a kindergarten mentor. And under aides, letter C, Katrina Campbell is at Hollywood Elementary. Page 6, under aide designation as specialized health procedure, A, Valeria Boland should reflect Beckley Elementary in addition to Woodrow Wilson High School. And Cynthia Bragg is a removal. And on page 9, Ronald Wall, we had clarification on the run that he was resigning. He is resigning the gifted midday run, Trap Hill Middle School, to ACT. That's all.
Your recommendation.
My recommendation is as presented with the corrections noted by myself and Ms. Simonko.
You have heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion? Motion's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Approve the following speech pathologists for contractual services: Casey D'Angelo and Joanne Fitzpatrick. Oh. Let me see you after the meeting. Can you come up and talk to me after the meeting?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I apologize. Good evening, President Ford, board members, Dr. Starcher. I would ask that you consider approving the following speech pathologists for contractual services for the 25-26 school year: Cassidy D'Angelo and Joanna Fitzpatrick. We have 4 speech pathologists who are going on maternity leave and 1 who is on medical leave. So we know the show must go on. So we would ask that you would consider approval of these contractual speech pathologists.
Okay, do we have a motion? Have any questions?
I move. Got a motion down there? Okay, good deal.
We need a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Okay. We're going to take a brief intermission, and we'll start our LSIC meetings at 5:30. Okay, just for the record, our intermission is over. Now we're going to start the LSIC meetings. The LSIC meetings gives us as a board an opportunity to hear from each one of the schools. And trust me, we will listen to what you have to say. Dr. Starcher, you have any comments? We thank you for coming too.
I'll just say these can be long nights, but they're enjoyable. We enjoy being able to come out and hear from our schools and their LSIC. So thank you all. This is a great turnout for Beckley Stratton Middle School. It would almost look like your entire council is here. I don't know. I haven't counted, but it looks like most of you, if not all, minus one. Okay. So thank you all for coming out and for your involvement in the LSIC at Beckley Stratton Middle. We appreciate that and hope that it's a good working relationship and that you have great ideas and how we can help you. As Mr. Ford said, every request from all LSICs is reviewed individually to determine if that's something we can provide or that we would recommend to the board, that the board provide for next year, or if it's maybe something we can't do next year, but possibly the year after, depending on funding. So anyway, we really appreciate all of you being here and look forward to your report. Mr. Smith?
Good evening, President Ford, esteemed board members, and Superintendent Starcher. First, we'd like to thank you first for just having us here first. Like we talked outside, this is a rarity, so we'll take this and run with it tonight. And I also want to just thank also our members here. We have Allison Atkins, Santana Smith, Heather Martin, accompanying with their mother, Teresa Martin, Carrie Shrewsbury, Angela King, Cortina Mickles, Brittany Worley, Evelyn Moore, and our student representative, Ms. Catherine King. So that's our board members for that's our members for the LSIC, and we just thank y'all for doing what y'all do for our community. We appreciate that also. In addition to that, we are looking at our performance measures on the summative assessment. Our scores did go up, but we're trying to get our scores higher than what they are. We're actually getting the help that we need with Raleigh County. The board, I just want to let you know, we're getting the help that we need from the directors and everyone else to help bring up our scores. And I do truly appreciate what's going on at this present time. It's just truly appreciative. It just feels like there's been a new influx of just air and excitement going on at Beckley Stratton. But we have to continue to do better. We're nowhere near where we need to be. We're just striving, like our motto is, striving to be the best and going forward and trying to matriculate and actually get our scores as high as possible. And the most important thing, if our scores at Beckley Stratton continue to grow, then Raleigh County scores grow. And that's what we want to do. And I made a mention once before that we'd like to get in the top 5. We'll take the top 10 if we can do that to help out Raleigh County. So that is our goal, and that's the goal that we spoke at our previous meeting. So pretty much math went up by 3, reading went up by 4. Unfortunately, science, we had a deficit in science, but that was pretty much across the board, across the whole state of West Virginia with science scores. But we're working to make that performance in science even better, also along with math and ELA. Our major concern, pretty much, are what we just basically talked about, the percent of proficiency in math, ELA, and science. We just want to get those ready to go by May 2025 when we take the next summative assessment, 2026 when we make the next summative assessment. In addition to that, we're conducting data review meetings, small group instruction. We also have the influx of Title I, which was very helpful for us as a school. We've just seen that influx help us out so much differently in what we're able to do for our students here at Beckley Stratton. So it's just been an exciting moment, and we've also had parent engagements. We actually had the opportunity to have the great Greg White. And when I talk about Greg White coming to the school, he's a personal friend, a personal family member, and when I say it was the best speaker we've ever had at Beckley Stratton, I knew that from my time when I used to come to the Don Knuckles basketball camps and he would be there. But I knew what he was going to give our students, and he just put a show in and it had the students, they were thinking about their life. And that's the most important thing. And we're going to have another parent engagement night with LSIC. And what we're doing is we're bringing in speakers that will make our students see, okay, you can come from the coal fields of West Virginia and be whatever you want to be. And that is the goal for any student in Raleigh County, any student in West Virginia. Also, just identify what we're doing. We're with the curriculum, we're bell ringers and stuff. We're doing simple solutions and trying to make sure we doing what we do. They have high quality in reading, writing, and math. Staff development, we're making sure that we're doing our PBIS. One thing that we did come up with this year, and we're proud of it, and it's something that we asked for, and I'll get to this later on. We did ask for new lockers. We have some badges that we came up with, and if you come into our school, it represents whether you was in National Honor Society, whether you played a sport, whether you were in band, whether you're a student of the month. It's just such an excitement with our kids when they're able to put those badges on their lockers. They're so proud of themselves, and that's what we wanted to make sure when they come inside that building. This is your home, and this is something you need to respect. And they just are excited to show off the pride of what they do at the school. In addition to that, personnel, we would just like to continue, and I know that this comes down to funding, is the CIS is so important to what we do at Beckley Stratton. It's just been important to not only us, but other schools that have community in schools. And if we could continue that for the upcoming year, that would be important because it's helping us out with all sorts of things, from attendance to everything else, and also working with the socioeconomic status of our students and getting to know, like we were talking the other day, we had a student that I know Melanie and Megan and we tried to reach the student. Well, we were unable to reach that student. The community and schools liaison was able to reach that student, and it was exciting to see what she was able to do with that student, because usually we get other words, and she actually got what we needed, and we got the information, and we saw that, there's a person that was hurting inside. There was a student that was hurting inside, and she was able to get that out of him. Moreover, also continue with the Title I social worker, does the same thing, helps us out all the way around, and just don't want to be a dead horse, but these positions are important to us at Beckley Stratton. Facility-wise, Bess is just requesting the LGI room be renovated and carpet removed. Since the beginning of this, way before I was even there, the LGI room has been used, and it's at a point where it's like 27, 26 years, and it's been neglected. And it's a place that we also host our Spanish, and it's Spanish classes and other classes. And it's just would be helpful to, with all the we had painting done and all that, and it would just be nice to see that room matriculated too down. Also requesting the library carpet to be removed and tiled. Bess is requesting new student desk, and we do know that our requests, like Starcher said, we ask, and then the board meets on those and makes those decisions over time. And we're just thankful for what we've received so far. But when I was coming in here today, I was like, oh, these floors right here that we got over at Bradley, and I didn't realize, because I haven't been in Maxwell Hill where my other son goes. I was like, these are nice. I'm like, these are nice. It would be something that would actually, it'd also help our custodians out also with those type of floors. And I was like, it was really nice coming in here and seeing those floors. And we start going, oh, this is nice right here. This is nice. Yeah. So they've got it going on at Bradley and Maxwell Hill with the floors that they have. So we were requesting floors identical to that. And the reason why we were requesting new lockers, and that goes back to the badges also, they look so dull going up against that. But in addition, our students bring so much stuff, and they don't have enough room in the lockers. Ours are this size locker, and if we could have the double lockers where it has the top and the bottom with more width, it would help us out completely with everything that's going on. We've had all the painting and everything else, and it looks like the lockers look like dinosaur ages compared to what we have. But we're willing to do with what we've been able to be given by the board and also by Superintendent Starcher. We're just glad for what we've received in the last couple of years, and I'm getting ready to get to that also. is that Bess would like to thank Raleigh County Schools for painting the gym. That brought a huge excitement to our community when they saw the gym the way it is. The new bleach, and the one thing I will tell you, because we're a community, we as administration and also staff, if somebody needs to use that gym for community purposes, we make sure of that because it is public money. It is public funds. So we want people inside of our school to see exactly what's going on. So that's the reason why we were so glad to get the painting going on so people could enjoy that. New bleachers in the gymnasium, painting the entire school, and then what even looks even better, and every time I think all of us pull up, when we go into those two awnings, the one on the front and the one in the back, it just feels like a completely different school facility-wise, and we're so thankful, and we want to thank you all for that. Identify your school's biggest accomplishments. Again, we already did that with the growth in math, but I will suggest to you, one of the things that we are doing is our Bulldog broadcast. I need each and every one of you, if you have not seen that Bulldog broadcast that's going on there, like I told somebody the other day, it was like, we had Miss Cantley that got us to this point with the Bulldog broadcast, and she put in, and Sarah Johnson put in years of getting our students there. And then we had Mr. Mullins take over from the foundation that Jenna Cantley and Miss Fancher have given him, and he's taken it to a different level where he's able to use so many different students from all different backgrounds. And that's been the beauty of actually watching our students perform. And they're putting on a performance. And I'm going to go on record and I'm going to say, just as good as the TV news. I'll say that. I may not be able to say that it's MSNBC, Fox, or CNN yet, but we're close. We're close. But any additional information you wish to share, we're working on our PBS and our MTSS. Got Character Strong, and one thing that we do have is we incorporated this year was Minga, where we can actually see whenever there's any passes being made, the student makes a pass and they just get up and the teacher sees that they're able to go to the restroom or go wherever they need. But also what Minga allows us to do is praise our students. We're able to do our Bulldog store and PBIS digitally, which is, our kids, we did that for the first time the other day, and it's worked better than any Bulldog Bucks or anything else that we've had. Our students are looking forward to our positive behavior that we've going on at the school, and just being able to be like, we're able to check it off and just scan, here's your points, and they know that they're deducted from it. So we just got to get some better. We're going to get some more stuff for our students to have, and that's the next thing that we're going to, so that we can provide everything completely with that. But it just, Minga has helped us out also because we run our SRR system with that also, our student responsibility referral forms. So all the teacher has to do, if there's anything going on, they'll make a phone call home to the parents also, but they'll put that information in. But it actually texts the parent to let them know that if there's a behavior issue, if there's anything going at the school, so that way the parent has notice and knowledge of what's going on immediately. And we're getting phone calls that saying, okay, I'm getting these text messages, and the parents are calling us about those just to make sure. So it's been something that's opened up the whole school from the community and the parents. But most importantly, also the zone. We're doing everything we possibly can to bring down our numbers for pretty much our behavior numbers. I'll tell you right now, this is the first time ever, we're working at this time with 48 student referrals total. That's all we have at this point. Our goal is to bring down our student referrals down from almost 700 and some to down to 300 by the end of the year. That is our goal. So we're working on that right now, but things are going good. I'm not going to say great. We're always trying to get better. So that's one thing that I will want to say, and I don't want to take up any more time, but I do appreciate you all for having us here and having us first and foremost tonight. And thank you so much for everything that you've done to provide the help that we've definitely wanted and asked for years. And I just feel like that we are getting that help now.
Any questions?
Is your student rep here?
Yes, we do. We have Miss Catherine King, who's right here. She's right in the front row. She hasn't been briefed, though.
You hadn't been briefed. You don't know what you're going to get then, do you? Go up there to Mike. This is a good opportunity for you. Okay? You're speaking to the board here, and this I do this lots of different people stuff. But what's the best thing about Beckley Stratton?
I do think Beckley Stratton really tries to make school fun. We have like incentives every 9 weeks, and I think they don't fully focus on grades so much and like pound us on our grades, and they actually try to make school fun instead of just yeah.
Good deal. Now, not that this would happen, but let's say it did, that you're given the power to improve one thing at Beckley, the school. The one thing that you would do, that you tell this board, hey, you get out there and you do this, it's going to really make our school better. What would that be?
Well, one thing is definitely new lockers.
They told you that beforehand, didn't they? They told you that. That's good. They coached you. He said he hadn't coached you, but I don't believe that now. Okay.
Well, a lot of us are student athletes, and we bring big bags to school, and I don't have to bring a bag to school every day because I don't do school sports, but I do sports outside of school. But I know a lot of my friends bring big backpacks to school every day, so they have to put them in teachers' classrooms instead of their lockers. And sometimes it depends on the teacher, but they'll get upset with the students because they can't put it in their lockers. So yeah, definitely bigger lockers.
Okay, excellent job. You did a good job. I don't care if they coached you or not, but you did a good job. Thank you.
Dr. Hutchins.
Yes, I just want to say, Mr. Smith, I really commend you for one thing. You said our scores are nowhere near where we want them to be, but we are making progress. And I think that's a great statement, and that you continue to make progress and that you're focusing on that. It's not huge progress, but it's progress. So keep plugging along.
Only thing I would say, I was going to say some of the scores she said there too. I mean, I'm glad to see improvement, but I'm going to be honest with you. 26 is not a great score. Okay, it's better than 23 was in your math, and then reading's 41 from 37. That's still good, but that still means we got like over half the kids aren't. Half of us. It's like getting a 41 in class. I'm not going to go brag and say, hey, I got a 41 today. No, I want to say I got a 90. Okay. And I think the thing is, our staff's been charged with and working with you is how do we identify the students that really need that help? Because you all know that it may only be, half your students who are pulling down your scores. A lot of others are pulling them up. So how do we really reach those students that we need to reach? And the staff, I think our staff's been working with you, and I hope they keep working with you, and we're able to take those students that maybe we're just not reaching.
And I'll tell you one thing today. We do our PLCs on Monday, but I'm walking around and I go into a grade level, and what they say, hey, we got to show you this. We've already went from the scores not only from 5th grade to 6th grade. They did 5th grade and 6th grade of their summative assessment and said, let's see how they did in 5th grade. Let's see how they did in 6th grade, and now let's see where they're going to be in 7th grade. So, our teachers are already on it. And I will tell you this, regardless of what anybody says about Beckley Stratton in the community, we have the best group of teachers that I know of. Yeah. I will back that up anywhere possible. Our teachers work extremely hard, and you got to be inside that building, not just for a day or two, but for a couple of weeks to see what we're truly dealing with inside of that building. Yeah. Because our teachers, and here's what my wife told me one day when I was over at Shady Middle and teaching. She said, we have to put our boots on when we come to school. And I finally got it when I got it. Yeah. And I'll leave it at that.
And the other thing is, and to defend you a little bit on this stuff, and it's a partnership, but the grade schools that you inherit the children from have not had the best test scores either. So you have to pick that up. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not saying they're not doing their job or whatever. We all know the mountain we got to climb. But the ball's in your court.
We're going to do it.
Yeah, and you're doing the best you can, and I
We're gonna do
appreciate it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Just remember, your scores aren't where you want them to be, but you're working on it.
We're working on it.
Yeah, and as Ms. King said, it's fun to be at school. I think getting the kids involved in your Bulldog broadcast program probably gets them excited to be participating in that as well.
And lastly, what I will say, I brought this up to Starcher and a couple of our directors. We actually implemented Matt Mullins put together a school song. I was watching Lean on Me, and I was like, we need a school song. And he put the school song together within 30 minutes. So we're going to have that for our students to actually, that's something they're going to do at events and also activities. We've got a school song, and they're going to make me do a skit on Bulldog TV that's closer to Joe Clark and Lean on Me. So I've got to do that. I was like, if you can do this school song for me, I will definitely do the skit. So
yeah, that's going to make them give them more ownership in your school.
Right. The only thing I want to say is I think an important thing that you are doing, academics are important, they're up here too. But I think that the teachers and the staff showing the kids that being at your place is not a bad place to be. Yeah, then when it comes to school. Yeah.
Dr. Starcher.
I'm glad Mr. Smith mentioned that school song. I didn't know if that was real public knowledge yet, but he told me about it yesterday, so I'm excited about that. But I will say, and I shared this with Mr. Smith, but I'm going to share it here. When I have visited the school and classrooms, the students are overwhelmingly very respectful. They seem to definitely want to learn. They're engaged in what they're doing. So I do believe, although the progress is not what you want it to be, it's still progress. And as long as we keep making progress, we'll get where we need to be. So I'm very encouraged by the movement we're seeing and the work that's going on under Mr. Smith's leadership. And I want to say thank you. I know Mr. Smith is committing time to this. He is committing time to working with us on what we can do to support the school, and we will continue to provide support to Beckley Stratton. Mr. Smith really just needs to ask. We've tried. I think we've demonstrated that so far this year, and we'll continue to support the school, the LSIC. If your LSIC has other requests, even not here, if there's something that you think of through the year, you know that you can ask us. Okay.
Yeah, we just appreciate everybody for their time.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you.
You did a great job. You did really good. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving right along with Beckley Elementary School. What is it? Thank you all for coming. We're here to listen to what you have to say. We're here to try to gather information so we can help you. So, who's going to speak? Yeah.
Mr. Ford? Can I offer a comment real quick?
Yep.
Okay, as you will see on our agenda, we have a Difference Maker Award tonight. That's okay. So I'd like to introduce the Difference Maker for September. I'm going to read the nomination. I'm going to leave out the employee's name for now. This teacher has been an absolute game changer for our daughter this year, and we are so incredibly grateful. Starting school after the year had already begun was a daunting experience for our daughter, filling her with nervousness and a genuine fear of the new environment. From the very first day, however, this teacher's warm and friendly demeanor immediately put her at ease. The teacher welcomed her in a way that made her feel seen and valued, instantly soothing her anxieties. The transformation has been remarkable. Our once hesitant daughter now comes home every single day with a huge smile, enthusiastically sharing stories about her day and bragging about what a wonderful teacher she has. It's clear that this teacher's excellent organization and consistent communication create a structured, predictable environment where the little girl feels secure and is truly able to thrive. Beyond the teacher's incredible ability to manage a classroom and foster a love of learning, it's the small, thoughtful gestures that truly set this teacher apart and show why this teacher is such a difference maker. For example, this teacher, the student, started wearing hair clips and didn't want them to get lost. So the teacher simply provided her with a sandwich bag to keep them safe. A small act, but one that spoke volumes. It showed her that the teacher pays attention, cares about her personal world, and is there to help with problems big and small. It is this combination of exceptional teaching and genuine kindness that has turned school from a place of fear into a place of joy for this student. This teacher isn't just teaching her curriculum, he is teaching her that school is a safe and exciting place to be. And for that, we cannot thank Jonathan Lane enough.
Congratulations, Jonathan. So, there you go.
So we told him he had to come here as part of his mentee training. Yeah, so, well, that was all Leslie Tyree. She's his mentor, so. We practiced the lie beforehand in my office. She's not good at that, so. So good evening, Dr. Starcher and board and all the directors that are here. So our first question is, what is your major concern for the 2025-2026 school year? Our major concern. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Nervous. My members are Miss Carly Foran, second grade teacher, Kristen Stanley, fifth grade teacher, Leslie Tyree, kindergarten teacher. I have Brian Hall and Glenn West, who are my custodians. Mr. Brian Copney is one of our parents. Two of my parents could not be here. We also have a home ball game tonight. Jenny Hinkle and Ashley Garris. An at-large member, he was a long-term sub at Beckley last year, Mr. Bernie Bostick. And another at-large member, Jessica Curbway, was our Communities and Schools liaison last year. And we had one at-large member that could not be here, Mr. Shane Steins, and he runs a Facebook news group. Our test scores, you wanted to hear about that first, I'm sure. In 2024, our math scores were 31%, and for 2025, they were at 33%. We met our target in math. In reading in 2024, they were 33%, and in 2025, they were 41%. We met our target in reading as well. And in science, in 2024, Beckley was 5% proficient, and this past year, we brought that up to 19%. So that is because of the wonderful staff at Beckley that we are really focused on academics. But our major concern is our 4th and 5th grade split class. Our current 5th grade class scored the lowest on the West Virginia GSA for the 24-25 school year. We're also concerned with the class size of kindergarten. While one kindergarten class only has 10 students, the other class has 23 students. The larger class size is making it more difficult to meet the needs of all students, and I will add, even though I'm a boy mom myself, out of 33 kindergartners, only 7 of those are girls. So, lots of boys. So, but our plan to address the major concern, the 4th and 5th grade split class. The 2 Title I teachers who work with grades 3 through 5 are working with the split class during their ELA block and their math block. We planned our schedule strategically so the Title I teachers could work with one grade level and the general education teacher could work with the other grade level. This way students are getting core grade level instruction while the other group works in small groups. Halfway through the block, the teachers switch grade level, so they're never missing any instruction. In the kindergarten class size, the 2 Title I teachers who work in grades K through 2 are working with kindergarten classes. Instead of waiting the first 9 weeks, we planned their schedule to incorporate kindergarten from the beginning of the year, so students will work with 3 adults during groups instead of just the 2. So what can you all do to assist us in providing a high-quality education? Curriculum. We would like a more rigorous reading curriculum in grades K through 2. We are using Super Kids with Fidelity, but we're also supplementing with UFly, iReady, and Simple Solutions. We would like to have the same reading curriculum for grades K through 5. Staff development. The staff at Beckley Elementary was very pleased with the staff development at the beginning of the school year. Everyone liked having a variety of choices on the PD menu so they could attend what they felt they needed. Please offer this style in the future. Personnel. Everyone at Beckley Elementary would like to thank the board members for allowing us to keep our counselor, Mrs. Norris, full-time. While our enrollment may go down, the need for her counseling services only increases each year. Along with Mrs. Norris, our social worker, Patrick Williams, also has a full caseload of students he sees. Without both at Beckley full-time, we could not meet the social and emotional needs of our students. And I'll just add that this year we have added our Tier 2 PBIS into that. And we have identified our students, so they are meeting with weekly impact groups with those Tier 2 students to try to change those behaviors in the classroom. Our facilities. Beckley is still in need of a full-size gym. Matter of fact, my basketball team wanted to come tell you that this evening, but they're at a game. While this is a huge need for our school, we do have some smaller needs for our facility. The assistant principal's office needs a window. Her office was originally a conference room, so it does not have a window. Adding a window to the assistant principal's office would give a better view of the parking lot. We would also still like tent to be added to the classroom windows at the back of the school. This is where parents line up at the end of the day for parent pickup and they can look into the classrooms. And as Mr. Hall and Mr. West were coveting the floors outside, we would also like no wax floors to be installed. Beckley Elementary is a hub for summer school each year, which makes it difficult for our custodial staff to get floors finished in time for teachers to come back. And then I also requested a couple of new pieces of equipment, but Mr. Dillon read my LSIC ahead of time, and we received a brand new green machine and a brand new vacuum at Beckley yesterday. So thank you very much. Our biggest accomplishment of the year, Beckley Elementary has made huge gains in iReady test scores and West Virginia GSA scores. We met our targets in both reading and math for a second year in a row on the GSA. At the beginning of the year, iReady Diagnostic, for the 24-25 school year, most students at Beckley Elementary were in the red. This meant most students were at least 2 grade levels behind at the beginning of last year. This year, most students at Beckley Elementary scored in the yellow during the beginning of the year assessment, which means they are only 1 grade level behind. If we continue with our progress, many of our students will be on or above grade level by the end of the year. And for our additional information, we would appreciate if Child Nutrition would serve a hot breakfast every morning. When our students have muffins or donuts for breakfast, they are hungry by 10 a.m. When our students have hot breakfast, they are not hungry until lunch. If we want our students to concentrate on academics, we must serve them food that will fill them up until lunch. We would also like Child Nutrition to study which lunches and food items our students will not eat. For instance, our students do not eat pinto beans, but they are on the menu quite often. And Beckley Elementary has offered to help identify those foods that the students eat and those that they will not eat. Any questions?
Any questions?
I was going to
Just a comment.
go ahead.
You're to be commended for your test scores improving the way they did. That's a lot of improvement for 1 year.
On School Digger, we broke the 300 record, and so our goal now is 250.
Go for it. And not because your assistant principal's a former student, but she does need a window in her office.
Yes, thank you. It's a safety concern now.
Yeah, it is. I was going to ask, I mean, I guess I'm just looking something wrong here. 10 and 23, who decided that kind of breakout? You have 10 in one classroom and 23 in the other? Why are we so unbalanced?
Because they have to have an ECAT if they have over 10.
Okay.
So that's a state guideline.
But we put 10, we just need to get an ECAT in there, right? Dr. Starcher, what we not have a ECAT? I mean, somebody explain something here to me.
You have to add an aid if there's more than 10.
I know, but why wouldn't you add? I mean, I don't understand why we wouldn't make that split and make an 8 in there, I guess. Money, I guess.
We would just have to add another staff member
Yeah.
to our already very high over the formula service
So really,
staff.
it's
Yes.
33, so it would be 15, 17 like that. So it would be a small class then with the ECAT in it, right?
Yes, there's already one ECAT. She's in the classroom, or I'm not sure, but she's in the, he or she's in the classroom with 23.
Right.
And then the classroom of 10, which I imagine that's not the only school like that in the county right now.
Right.
But a classroom of 10 in kindergarten, you don't have to add the second ECAT.
Yeah. The imbalance there to me is just, I mean, okay.
I had a parent call and ask today to come to Beckley. They're out of district. And I asked her what grade level, and she said kindergarten. I said, I have to decline, we're full. They would
Yeah.
have to hire another aide, and for an out of district student.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Okay, just hang on. I do, I looked at there on your test scores and 8 points on reading. That's excellent. If you do that again, you're up to 50.
Third grade was at 53%.
Yeah, and that's getting up with I don't want to say better schools. That's going schools that are socioeconomically much more privileged than you are.
Yes.
And so that's quite an accomplishment. You all should be very proud of that.
Yes,
very proud of that.
They should.
And
But
I don't use socioeconomic as an excuse. Okay, I don't believe that as an excuse. I think that's a challenge you have. You have to just conquer that. Okay, their students are what they are, and the only person who's going to champion them is you. So I appreciate your work on that. And then far as the pinto beans, I like pinto beans, but I'm a country boy, okay? I mean, bring me some cornbread and pinto beans. That's my lunch any day. I'll take
The
it.
kids will not eat them.
But my grandkids would not eat those. I can guarantee you that. They would eat chicken nuggets, but that's what they grew up on. So, I understand that. And I saw our food service back there. She was taking notes. So we'll see what I can do. Thank you.
Thank you.
The only thing I want to say, I taught kindergarten for a long time. I can't imagine 23, mostly boys.
Oh, say, what do you have? How many girls?
19 boys and
4 girls. Because Mr. Lane has 3 girls, so we could at least try to balance out girls.
I don't know.
It's a lot of girls.
Like Ms. Smith and Ms. Register we've tried to recognize our schools who've made such great progress. And obviously, I appreciate Ms. Register's leadership, academic leadership. Obviously, she was an academic coach before and has taken what she knows about instruction and is working with the staff and the students at Beckley. It has a great staff and a great leader, and obviously we see the fruits of their labor. So thank you so much. That kindergarten class of boys, it is a fun class though. I was able to read to them, and we had a good old time in there. But, and I would be remiss, Mr. Hall, I don't want to single anyone out, but I'm going to, just because I've worked with Mr. Hall now for a while. I truly appreciate the work that he does. There's never anything he won't do. I know that's a double negative, but he'll do whatever to make the school better from a facilities plant type stance. So thank you, and thank everyone there. You're making great strides, and I really appreciate that. And obviously your students and families have to appreciate it. So thank you so much, and thank you for being here.
I'd actually forgot about, you said about you wanted the windows tinted. Some of the classroom windows were tinted. You say some. I know a lot of schools now are using these screens. Have you seen the screens? I call them screens, but it's like a picture, but you can't see through, but you can see out. They're putting on the windows. I saw Fairdale had those in all their classrooms the other day, some other ones. So that would be something maybe looking at for your school. It's a little nicer than tinting, because outside they see a symbol or something of the school or whatever, but the inside you don't see anything. So that would be something, and I don't think they're that expensive. So we can look at that.
The schools that have used, like at Trap Hill, have the kind of more picture on there that you, the schools tend to pay for that themselves. We haven't paid for that, but some of the tinting, I know at one of our at a high school, we did some tinting on windows inside. That they have a lot of their walls are basically glass in the school, most of them. So it was a real distraction. So that's a possibility that we could look at tinting, but we don't. Do you know what I'm talking about? They might have it here, actually, on the front. Okay, so we don't pay for that, but I mean the board hasn't to date, but we did pay for tinting in one of our high schools on the glass walls. So as Mr. Snuffer said about the tinting, we could certainly talk about that.
I just think it's a security thing. It is, you need it so they can't see into your classroom.
They can still see in with tinting, right?
Yeah, they can see it. Well, the tinting, depending on what time of day is. At night, it's clear right in, and during the day, it's reflective back. If it's the kind of tinting we used to use, you probably know about that. And so, but the screens are that way all the time. So I don't know. I think it's kind of a cool thing the screens are, but that's just me. But if you have it on your front, you know what it is. And you put this on a classroom, like I said, that's not a big thing. So maybe we could help with it somehow. I got you. Yeah.
Nice plug. That was good. That was good.
Anybody else? We thank y'all for coming.
Thank you so much.
That's what we're here to do, is just listen. Somebody's got there.
All right, so you ready?
Oh, introduce your people.
All right, I'll be happy to. So of course I'm Terry Gunner, the president. I'm the president of my school. Let's try that again. I don't want to be the president of anything. I am the principal, sometime, at least for right now anyway. So with me tonight, I have kindergarten teacher Juliana Huff. I have second grade teacher Wendy Basham. Steffi Jarrell is not able to be with us tonight, but she is our other teacher member of our LSIC. Alicia Kostenko is our beloved secretary who really keeps everything running. If it weren't for her, I couldn't be the president. Crystal Shrewsbury is one of our bus drivers for Cranberry and is a former parent at Cranberry as well. And then our three parents that we have with us, Libby Loudermilk, Garrett Suttle, and Megan Blevins. Jamie Patton is another one of our community members. She's a member at large who is not with us tonight, but we do have Sue Baber, who is on everybody's LSIC from what I understand, and Kelly Gano, who is one of our business partners with Raleigh County Up. And so we're happy to be here with you tonight and share a little bit about what's going on at Cranberry. Do you want me to just jump into the report?
Jump right on.
All right, we'll do it. So when we look at the concerns for this coming school, or the school year that we're currently in, you'll see that we're continuing to focus on improvements in reading and math on the GSA in our scores. We're also a little concerned about the 4th-5th split. I think that's a concern that lots of schools have, exactly what those split classrooms are going to look like and how that's going to function in the school. So that's been a concern that we've had. We're still in need of playground upgrades and improvements, but I will tell you that we are rejoicing because our swing sets, which we were awarded with last year's grant, started being installed this week. So our kids are chomping at the bit, but they are super excited about that. And then we also have the pre-K area is getting fencing, so it will meet requirements for our pre-K students. But we still do have a large playground that needs lots of other updates. We know it's a process, but we will be, hopefully, fingers crossed, Jennifer, we will be a recipient maybe next year also of some more things in that area. And then as far as our building goes, and I'll talk about that on over here, but we are asking for the possibility maybe of some new carpeting, some new flooring in the upper part of our hallway. So when we talk about our concerns for this year and what we're going to do to correct that, we're going to continue the walk to intervention model. We did that last year. It was extra difficult this year. It's hard to schedule that, and due to that 4th-5th split, that made it a little bit more challenging. But my teachers have really stepped up and are doing an excellent job. Our Title I staff and special ed teachers, as well as the classroom teachers, are all doing small groups at the same time at each grade level. It's really hard, but they're doing a super job with it. And I think that's one of the reasons for the successes that we had last year on the GSA. Also, Wendy Peters is our academic coach. We absolutely love her, but we're going to continue with her help to emphasize explicit daily writing instruction in grades 3 through 5. The writing portion of the GSA, I don't think was something that Cranberry had really focused on in the past. And with Wendy's help last year, it was something that we did focus on. And again, that's 40% of that ELA score. We believe that that was another component in why we were able to see the growth that we saw. And then again, I already talked about the playground, but we are super excited about that. As far as curriculum goes, we do appreciate the new social studies curriculum that was provided by the county this year. As far as staff development goes, my staff is just continuing to ask for the possibility of more time at the beginning of the school year. I know that's really, really hard. They mean more time in the building, not in trainings. And I know that's hard because a lot of things are mandated. We have a new program. Before we teach it, we have to train on it. We heard about it was in another state, but a school system that sets aside, I don't know exactly how they schedule it, but they don't pull their teachers for any trainings on those first days. Like I said, that's kind of extreme, but they're able to be in their buildings and have just building level trainings and prepare for the students to come. So I think that's a little maybe extreme. We probably can't go that way, but if it's something that could be looked at, because this year we really only had one day again with all of our staff in the building before teachers came. There were days that there were some staff members there, but not everybody, because people were pulled out for different trainings. And like I said, a lot of it, I mean, none of it's just something that somebody made up, hey, let's do this training. I know they're all things that were needed. But if that's a possibility, that's something that we would like to see. As far as personnel, we were so thrilled to have a social worker and continue to have her this year. We do get her for 3 days a week. She has been incredible, helping us with social emotional needs of our students, making home visits. We have lots of students that don't have transportation. And so the fact that she's able to go out to the homes for us and do that, connecting families to outside resources, she's helped us focus on our chronic absenteeism. The only thing we would ask, again, it's out on a limb, but instead of 3 days, if we could have her 5 days a week, that'd be even better. But we are so blessed to have her, and we appreciate that. As far as our facilities go, the playground, like I said, continues to be our #1 need. But we are super excited, little pieces at a time. The kids can't wait to get out there. We will, again, like I said, apply for the grant for this coming year as well. Several of our classrooms in the upper hallway need carpeting. It's easier to, I think, to take care of than having to mop it each day with our kids. So we like the carpeting in those in the upper classrooms. Last year, out of necessity, one classroom was replaced, and it made such a huge difference in that one classroom that really, like, sticks out like a sore thumb, but in a good way, because all the other ones need it too, if that would be a possibility. As far as, also, our gym needs paint. We had our whole building painted last year, and it looks wonderful. But the gym it was the most recently painted. So when Chris and I walked through it, we said, no, this is good. Let's focus on the rest of the building. But now I think it's because we did the rest of the building. You notice all the little parts that need, the paint peels and those kind of things. So if that would be a possibility. Our biggest accomplishment by far is the fact that we jumped 103 places among school rankings on the GSA for the 24-25 school year. We last year had been 297, and on the newest ranking we were 194. So that was huge. Double-digit increases in math, ELA, and science can be attributed to student and teacher diligence, help from our academic coach, our Title I staff, and our special ed staff, because they did all the work. It was a team effort, but I couldn't be more proud of the group and what they were able to do. We want to give a huge shout out to our maintenance department. I think Mr. Daniel's here. In the past few weeks, thanks to them, we have had new backboards installed in our gym. If you've been to Cranberry's gym anytime, you saw the little half round circle 1980 backboards. And so that's been a project that's kind of been coming for a while. They also did fresh parking lot paint for us. And we had a small water leak in a classroom, and it damaged a bookshelf. But it was so amazing because Steve and his crew came in, and not only, it was on it was in a pre-K classroom, the pre-K teachers weren't there. So they took down the old bulletin board, got a new bulletin board put up, realized that there was damage behind the wooden bookshelf, took the bookshelf out and built a new one, painted it, painted the wall. Gary came up and said, I didn't realize we were building you a whole new room, but it was amazing. And it was above and beyond. So we just want to thank them. And then our staff appreciates the board and the central office continuing to recognize the importance of setting aside time for parent-teacher conferences. We have one of those days coming up on the 22nd. And last year, it was very well attended for Cranberry. We expect that to be the same this year. But thank you for continuing that, because that's really important to continue to put that in the calendar. And I think that's all we have, unless you have any questions.
Anybody have any questions?
Can,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I was going to say, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
While she's up there. Ms. Gunter didn't address the bottom chart. This meeting is broadcast live, and I'd like to share those results since she didn't. For math, Cranberry increased from 34% proficient to 48% proficient this last year. Cranberry increased from 39% to 47% in reading this past year. And then from 13% to 27% in science. This is amazing to me. And I will say, I know Cranberry isn't finished. Cranberry isn't satisfied with these results. But Ms. Gunter, I just think everyone listening needs to hear the progress that Cranberry made. I am very proud of this school, and I know Ms. Gunter recognized her amazing staff that's working really hard and said it's a major team effort, and she identified a lot of people, but it also takes a great leader, and I just want to commend Ms. Gunter and the staff and this community for the work. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would echo the remarks on those scores, and I will say that the flooring, I'll just put it out, I'm not a carpet person. I've championed getting carpet out of every school in Raleigh County because carpet just hides dirt. It doesn't. If you ever pull up carpet, even though you think you've done a good job, what's underneath is pretty nasty.
Yeah.
So you may need new flooring in those schools, but I would hope we would be able to put some kind of a laminate or something in there.
And that's possible too.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. We would be happy with whatever.
Whatever, yeah, I understand. But if you thing on it, I'm just anti-carpet because with allergies and kids and stuff, we had problems over the years and stuff, and it's just been a problem carpet has. So it takes more work in some ways, but the other, you know, I can run a vacuum over a carpet real quick, it makes it look good, but it's probably not cleaned anything.
Yeah.
You run the vacuum over it again, and probably get the same amount of dirt out of it. So that's it. But yeah, you guys, and you're a very visible school too. That's another thing. You're right there, and everybody sees you as you go down through there. I like your little digital sign out front.
Oh, thank you.
It's really nice, and school looks good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mine looks so much better.
Yeah, it looks great. You've done a really good job out
Made
there.
a huge difference in like a facelift for the school.
Yes, it did.
So yeah, we love it as well.
Yeah, it looks good. Great.
I just have one comment, one question.
Yes, ma'am.
A gazillion years ago, I was a student at Cranberry, so I hope the carpet's not the same one that was there when I was there. God help you with
Well,
it.
Dr. Hutchins, I have to tell you, a gazillion years ago, I was also a student there, and there are times that I'm wondering in a few of the classrooms if it's not the same because it's orange in one of the little rooms, and I'm thinking, wow, this has really been around for a while. So,
I'll probably predate you, Terry, but that's okay. The other question is, how many students are in your 4/5 split?
How many are in the 4/5 split? So I have 18 total in the 4/5 split. The way that we came to that, I talked to my director, Michelle Blankenship, and we looked at those numbers. We had a few people who left in 4th and 5th, and what we were going to have is I have a large 4th and a large 5th anyway. I think they're setting at 22, Alicia, is that right? Like 22 each. So we originally had them up to like 25 and 26 each, and the smaller split. But those 3 teachers have agreed to work together to do rotations with all of those students. So my split class, the 5th grade teacher and the 4th grade teacher are seeing all of those students and doing a rotation of writing, ELA, and math every day. And so to do that, it really was going to work out better to have a class, that split class, to have a few more students. And so I spoke with Michelle, and we decided, she said it could go to 18, but not more in the split. So that's what we have right now, 9 5th graders and 9 4th graders. And then, like I said, my teachers have really worked hard making that work for them. Ms. Huff could speak to it because her son is in the split classroom. And so they're getting There are still challenges, but they're getting some great instruction right now. And like I said, with Wendy's help as well, we're making it work. But that's what we look like. So we're at 22 fifth graders, 22 fourth graders in the individual standalone classes, and then 18 in the split.
Anything else? You have some? There's not much else I could say. They've all said it all. Y'all doing a great job out there. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Dillon, do you mind coming up for a minute?
Take it on. You're going to need it to go higher, though.
Yeah, that's good. President Ford, board members, Superintendent Dr. Serena Starcher, it's a pleasure tonight to speak to you for a short moment prior to Maxwell Hill. As you guys know, every year we have what's called a Beautiful Campus contest countywide. There's 27 schools in Raleigh County. There's 17 specifically in the elementary programmatic level. And in the elementary world, we hand out 4 winners, 1 through 4. And I'm happy to announce this year that Maxwell Hill, they're always in the top 4. I think last year they were right at the top. And this year they're doing great things. The custodial staff and the faculty and Miss Daniel, they do a great job of really displaying their campus and taking care of their campus. This year in the elementary division, they are the 2nd place winner for Beautiful Campus countywide. Your stuff, you know? Yes, I'm sorry. Great job. I'll take care of it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Mr. Mark Pugh, I owe this to him because he's amazing. He ran our school even when I didn't know what I was doing. He is the one that helped me. So I owe this to Mr. Pugh. Good evening, esteemed board and Dr. Starcher. I am Caitlin Daniel. I am the new principal here at Maxwell Hill Elementary, and I am so happy to be here with you guys tonight. Our LSIC members, we are a little smaller this evening. We have a lot of sickness and a lot of sports happening. So I do have 2 members here with me. I have Miss Amanda Meadows. She is our teacher, and Miss Sue Baber. She is a lovely community member that also subs for me time to time. So this year, I am so excited to announce our scores. We, and as I say we, I also mean Miss Richmond as well, because she is the person that these scores are owed to, as well as the teachers. She increased the scores from the 2024 scores from 60% to 75%. Our reading scores went from 59% to 68%, and science went from 38% to 50%. So that is extremely exciting. Thank you. I couldn't do this without the staff and our lovely little kiddos that we have at Maxwell Hill. Our major concern for the 2025-26 school year is our challenges relating to staffing and classroom structure. The presence of a split 4-5 classroom have created difficulties in providing targeted instruction and maintaining consistent academic progress. Additionally, the reliance on long-term substitutes with limited experience and content could impact our instructional quality. Ongoing staffing shortages continue to affect our stability and continuity in the classroom, and they are observed in our 3rd grade and also our 5th grade classrooms. These factors are concerning as we performed exceptionally well on the state assessments last year. However, with the current challenges, we could negatively be affected on the performance data. Addressing these issues is critical to maintaining our high academic standards and ensuring continued growth for our students. Another concern is chronic attendance. We have seen this throughout the county, and they are further contributing to the gaps in learning and in decreased instructional time. Although in September we did have an attendance rate of 94%, that is still considerably high for me, that those 6% of students are missing too many days and missing too much critical instruction. So our plan to correct and address this concern is we plan to implement mentoring and co-teaching models to provide additional support for long-term substitutes and ensure instructional continuity. Ms. Meadows is my 3rd grade teacher, and she has been a huge support to my long-term sub with writing. We also have small group instruction taking place and after-school intervention programs, as you guys have so wonderfully provided us after school. Students are going to be closely monitored through regular benchmark assessments, allowing teachers to adjust instruction based on student needs. Additionally, we will continue to recognize and celebrate both student and staff achievements to maintain this motivation and strengthen our school morale. In response to the academic concerns, we will remain doing our meaningful contact every Friday. And furthermore, we will have the incentive programs such as our Panther Pack, which encourages students to attend on a regular basis in order to get to have that incentive. So what can you guys do to help us? In curriculum, we are so thankful for Simple Solutions and Mystery Science. I know our kids love that science curriculum and the fun videos that go along with it. We are requesting the purchase of Math Shelf for our preschool and kindergarten classrooms. We feel that we're starting to see a gap in our preschool with the students that we have, and we would love to be able to close that before it gets too late. For our staff development, we appreciate that our county has provided so many trainings for us this school year, but we do feel our teachers need more time to collaborate, especially in these split-level classrooms. To ensure our continued success, we would like to request additional support, particularly with the new curriculum. We feel the newly purchased social studies curriculum is an amazing and wonderful additive to our classrooms, but I've had teachers ask me for further training in that. For personnel, we would really appreciate a full-time counselor. We have had an influx of students with needs far greater than we feel we can give them, and a full-time counselor would be a necessity. For facilities, we are deeply grateful. I know we got a new air conditioning system that has greatly improved our school. We are requesting the installation of acoustic panels in our gymnasium to reduce excessive noise. Currently, it is extremely difficult for students to hear announcements and instructions. The sound is often muffled and occasionally can be ear-piercing. We especially see this at our end of the day dismissal, as all of our parent pickup students go into the gym to be called. Second, we request a Promethean board in the STEAM classroom During the installation of our Promethean boards, this classroom was overlooked. So our science-based classroom with technology does not have the technology the same as our general ed classrooms do. So we would really love it if we could get a Promethean board. And finally, we request the addition of an awning at the back of the school to provide protection from the elements during both bus and parent drop-off. Currently, students have little to no shelter from the elements, and it makes our parent pickup and bus loading go much slower because they all have to stay inside and huddle in order to be taken outside. These improvements will directly enhance both our learning environment and the safety and comfort of our students and staff. We appreciate your consideration of these requests as we continue to provide the best possible education here at Maxwell Hill Elementary. Our biggest accomplishment is our test scores, and we are so extremely proud of those. We increased from 60 to 75% in math. We increased in reading. We increased in science. And we are just so excited at the hard work and dedication that our students and our staff put in last year. In addition to academic success, we are proud of the strong parent and community involvement at Maxwell Hill. We have partnerships with local churches and organizations to provide students with essential items and support their physical needs. Any additional information that I would love to share is we are proud of our increased community and after-school engagement at Maxwell Hill this year. This year, we are having a fall festival that will be this weekend. If anybody would love to come, it'll be Friday from 5:30 to 7:30. And we are partnering with Woodrow's Honor Society, our PTO, grade level teachers, and local businesses to produce a night full of fun. We are looking ahead to host a variety of activities, such as grade level kickball games in the spring, our back to school cookout for next year, a STEAM night, and school dances. These events not only provide opportunities for students and families to engage with the school, but also help build long-lasting relationships that support student growth and a strong sense of community. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
Sorry, this is my first one.
It's okay. I think others are going to say it or whatever, but your test scores or test scores for Maxwell are excellent.
They're so amazing. We are 19th in the state, I do believe.
Yeah. And the only thing I would warn you is you sit there, when you get that high, it's easy to fall.
It is.
But I hope you don't. I want you to go more, okay? I don't use that as a fear tactic. I said, sometimes we get real good on something like that. We kind of relax a little bit and say, okay, I'm there, but you're not, because it's easy to go the other way real quick. And but you have, I know it's a challenge with the substitutes and stuff, but you have some experienced staff there.
We do. I am beyond thankful. I was handed a school that all of the staff, they run without me. I just help them along the way, but they are amazing, and I'm so proud of the staff that I have at Maxwell Hill.
And the other thing is that, like at the school we just had here at Cranberry, you're a very visible school for Raleigh County. I don't know how many thousand cars go by your school every day. Mm-hmm. I use that shortcut every time I come to town to go through there, So I know, and your playground always looks spectacular. It's always clean, nice. I look at after hours, people in the community using it. If you drive down in front of your school where your digital sign is, the landscaping there and everything else, people see that, taxpayers see that, and they want to know where their dollars are. And they see that, and they're proud of that. And I'm proud of that in one of Raleigh County schools. And you guys should take a lot of pride in that.
We do. We actually have some of our teachers come on the weekends, and they have a group that comes with them, and they clean up the playground. So I owe that to them. And like I said, Mr. Pugh, he is amazing on our zero turn. So I owe it all to them. I can't take credit for it.
Well, just the weed eating that he does on that bank around there, it's amazing. I don't know anybody else can keep it that clean and look as well as it does. It looks great.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else? Dr. Starcher?
I would echo Mr. Snuffer's comments about your performance. I know you said Ms. Richmond was the principal, and I don't think she's here. I don't see her, but it's not just Miss Richmond. It was the staff and the staff and the students, and the parents should all be commended. You made great gains at Maxwell Hill last year, and I'm confident you will continue on that trajectory. So, again, congratulations, Maxwell Hill, and thank you for the work you're doing. Thank you, Miss Daniel.
Thank you guys so much.
Very
Have a
welcome.
good evening.
Too.
Thank you. Elementary school. Stanford. I'm sorry, Stanford. Starts with an S. We're here to listen. So, Miss McDaniel,
Hello.
you got the floor.
How are you guys?
I'm sorry, excuse me. Eric has something. Mr. Dillon has something he needs to say.
So once again, President Ford, board members, Dr. Starcher, Stanford Elementary, every year we have a beautiful campus contest. There's 27 schools in Raleigh County. Obviously, there's 17 in the elementary programmatic level. And when you get to the top schools, you're really splitting hairs. So the top 4, we choose 4 winners in elementary, and they're all great, and I'm happy to announce that, once again, Stanford's in the top 4. And this particular year, Stanford is 4th place in the elementary division for a beautiful campus.
Good evening. So sorry. I'm a little taller, I think. I'll just grab it. Can I grab it? Thank you. All right, so I'm Elizabeth McDaniel, the principal from Stanford, and I have my LSIC members with me. I have Miss Barley, Miss Biggs, she's also our chair, and Miss Wilkerson, all representing our teachers. I have Miss Lilly and Miss Warden, they're representing our service. I have with us for parents, Miss Metz and Miss Payne, and Miss Hutchins couldn't attend, and then our at-large members, Mr. Biggs, Mr. Smith, and Miss Young could not attend. First, I'll start with one thing that we're really proud about is our attendance rate. Last year, we were able to maintain 93% almost every month for attendance, and one of the things that we attribute that to, that the students told me that they were really excited about and the parents shared too, is Blue. Miss Barley brought him with us tonight. Blue travels from homeroom to homeroom each week for the homeroom with the highest attendance. This week he is with Miss Barley. They had 97% last week. So every week I announce that over the intercom, and I also share that with the parents on our weekly thrill share. So we like Blue, and Blue gets to travel. We also, for our WVGSA scores, we did have a slight decrease in math, but that was only from 75 down to 72%. We increased, however, in our reading from 58 up to 61, and we increased in science from 39 up to 52, and we had an increase in school digger overall up to 37. I did want to mention that when you look at our percentages, when you look at our total population, we are at 27.8% in our special ed population. And our lower socioeconomic status, we are at 61.4%. So I feel like those scores are very high for a title school, and we are very, very proud of that. When you look at our major concerns, as a staff and as a LSIC, we discussed that now that we are at basically one grade level per one teacher per grade level, that many of those classrooms are at max capacity, meaning that when you look at how many you can put in a classroom, we are at max capacity. We do have a split grade level, and we are a little concerned, you know, having that 2-3 split, because you do have some students who are preparing for a WVGSA in the same classroom as students who are not preparing for a WVGSA. I think across the county, we're all feeling the strain of sometimes not being able to secure a sub when we need a sub, and that's for service and for teachers. And, you know, I don't know if that's anything that the Board of Education can do. That's just a concern that we have, and I know that you guys have that concern as well. When you are talking about only having one grade level, as a principal, when you're talking about a behavior concern and you're wanting to split kids up, there's nowhere to split them. You know, you have 2 kids that don't get along, and now you can't split them up into 2 different grade classrooms. So how are we going to address that? Because you can sit and bemoan a problem, but you got to have a plan. So what we decided at Stanford, for our K2, we looked at that we are going to really hit that hard with the one title teacher that we have remaining. So the title teacher serves our K2, and we are really hitting that hard with the title teacher and our ECATs. So we are blessed to have ECATs, and we're going to use them strategically. So when we do our walk to intervention, that's what we do. We divide them between the teachers, the ECATs, and the title teacher. We looked at our special ed population, and most of our students don't qualify until second, which as they should. I mean, you look at SLD, they qualify in second grade. So we hit our multi-cat and our interventionist, which Title was able to provide us an interventionist. We got very, very lucky. One of our third grade teachers retired last year, and she applied for the position, and we were able to hire her. So that was a lucky hire for us. And so she's our interventionist for 3 through 5. So we utilize her on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays in grades 3 through 5. And we are very explicit, systemic, and we do a lot of multimodal teaching in our small groups. So that's our plan, and so far we're underway and we're doing very well. When I walk into classrooms, I can tell you there's a lot of great teaching going on. When we move into the next section, what do we need? Curriculum. We've got it covered. Board of Education, you guys have done a great job of providing us what we need. Anything that we needed to supplement, we've been able to do that with our title funds. For staff development, we really appreciate having a voice in how do we plan our professional development, having that say, and having time to actually work as a staff this year at the beginning of the school. We appreciate that. We love that. We would like more time to work as a staff to vertically align. For personnel, again, we understand your hands are tied. There's a legislative formula, but of course, we would like smaller class sizes. We would love to avoid split class grades. And as always, we would love a full-time counselor. The needs of our students in Raleigh County, we could all use a full-time counselor. For facilities, every time I can think of something that we need, you guys answer it. We needed a pre-K playground. That's been answered. I said that we would like to have our exterior doors rekeyed. I had a maintenance man there the other day, and he answered that. So I tell you, the maintenance department in Raleigh County Schools is second to none. I've worked all over the United States, and they're A+. So Mr. Dillon, I think, has used the word dream big for LSIC. So if I'm going to dream big, Stanford would love to have a separate gym and a cafeteria. That's what we would love to have. When we have a ball game, I tell you, sometimes it's hard to get all those tables down the hallway to prepare for that. So if we're going to dream big, that's our big dream. We would love to have a separate gym and a cafeteria. Our biggest accomplishment, you know, I've said it before, and I think our staff and our parents would say the same thing, relationships. It just feels different at Stanford when you walk in the door. We've had several new students, and they'll tell you, students open their arms to new students. It just has a different feel. Subs tell me all the time, it feels different here. I'll come back and I'll sub here anytime. I know there's a sub shortage. That kind of sounds like I've just said the exact opposite, but it feels different there. And I feel like that's why we have good attendance, because kids know that we miss them when they're not there. I feel like that's why we have good behavior, because it's hard to misbehave for somebody that you have a good relationship with. And I feel like that's why kids perform, because when you champion kids, they'll perform for you. Last but not least, what do we want you to know? We appreciate you. I had a parent tell me that she would like for me to say that one thing that she feels is that her kids are safe at Stanford, and I know that that is thanks to you, and that is not an easy feat in today's world, so thank you. Any questions?
I was going to ask, what's your enrollment? Is it up or down?
Down.
That's what I was afraid. How much do you know?
When I
know we don't certify the thing,
yeah,
but we're close.
last year it was, when I started last year it was 224. This year we're at 189.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem about staffing. I mean,
yes,
be honest, it's countywide. We, fewer kids you have, then when we have a legislature which has a competition and wants us to have to compete against private schools and home schools and take funding and stuff, so it's tough. But that said, you're down 3 in math, but you're up 3 in reading, 13 in science. Excellent. You should be congratulated on all that. That's excellent scores, and be very proud of that. There is challenges out there. There's going to be more challenges. I wish I could say there wasn't going to be, but with dropping enrollment, it's going to continue to be things. And I agree with Mr. Dillon. He's going to write the check for that, I guess. He wants that gym thing out there. He just dream big. We just had poor Beckley Elementary just in here. They don't even have a gym in our cafeteria. They just have a cafeterium or something, or gyminarium or whatever it's called. It's about half the size of this if you've ever been in there. So be blessed that you at least have a gym that you can use that. But yeah, the new schools that have those separate, it's a luxury. It's really nice. And as we go forward, maybe someday we'll have monies to be able to do that. But I appreciate your staff and the enrollment and what you have here and the scores. You should be congratulated on all that.
Elizabeth, your community brags on you all in the school. Just thought I'd pass that along. Thank you.
And I'd like to say that, gosh, you're doing a fantastic job with 189 kids and 27.8% special ed. That's amazing. And almost 62% low SES. You're doing a phenomenal job. But sitting here and listening to you and watching you, I think you're one of the reasons. Your attitude shines through. And the fact that you care about the kids, and you said relationships was one of the strong points, I think that shows in you, and thank you for being that kind of leader.
You what?
Echo my appreciation for Ms. McDaniel and the staff. When I visited recently, I had a great time in the classes I did visit. The students are definitely learning at Stanford. There's no question that there are great things going on in the classrooms at Stanford, and we certainly attribute that to the staff, the parents, and obviously Ms. McDaniel. So thank you all so much for what you're doing. I am surprised, Mr. Snuffer. I think there are 3 children sitting there. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Snuffer normally has a question. So thank you, and I love blue. I like that.
Yeah, we have all 3 of you guys go to school there? All of you? What grade are you in? Let's start over here, Mr. Orange. 2nd grade? How about you? 2nd grade too? 3rd. Okay. So this is the question, okay? You can get it as a group if you want to, okay? She'll get it back. What's the best thing, the thing you love most about going to school where you go? What's the greatest thing?
That we have cult leading.
Have what, Mies?
She said that we have caught leading. That's part of our PBIS initiative. So they get caught leading. We lead. We live respectfully. We embrace honesty. We act responsibly, and we display kindness. And they get caught leading.
Okay, great. How about you boys? Got anything?
I like that we have treasure box.
He likes the treasure box in his classroom.
There you go. I don't blame you on that. How about you, son?
I don't know.
That's okay. That's all right. All right, now this is the good one here, okay? You're a second grader and a third grader, and you all of a sudden the fairy godmother came and gave you the power. What's the one thing, if you could change and improve at your school, you would do?
We have a split cafeteria and gym.
You guys are coach. I know. No, I don't have this argument once. Like somebody's coaching these kids. I got it. Okay, great. Go ahead.
We don't go outside for recess.
He doesn't want to go outside for recess. He wants to have indoor recess.
There you go. Okay, that's all right.
There's shorter days.
Shorter days.
Hey, that was always my goal when I was teaching or if I was a kid, both of them. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Great job. Great job at the school. We appreciate you.
Okay, thank you all for allowing us to take a 5-minute break. Welcome, Stratton Elementary School. We're here to hear from you. Who's the principal? Ms. Clay. Can you introduce everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, Board, Dr. Starcher. My name is Christy Clay. I'm principal at Stratton Elementary. I have my assistant, Mr. Kelvin Pennell, with me this evening. The members that are here. Teacher, somebody must have been tall. Teacher Cheryl Kincaid. Teacher Cheryl Kincaid. Teacher Brandon Yost. Teacher Ruth Bryant. Service personnel Stephanie Phillips. At large Brian Brown. Letitia Hamby. Christy Dumas. We also have our counselor Amber Cox with us, and additional community members Janine Bullock and Dawn Burton.
Okay, floor is yours.
Thanks. Our performance measures on the West Virginia GSA for the 2025 school year. In math, we were at 28.42% proficient as compared to the previous year of 22.11% proficient. In reading, we're at 25.26% proficiency as opposed to the 24.21% proficient the previous year. Science, we are at 11.11%. Previous year, 8.82%. I also would like to mention that in one of our principals' meetings, we were one of, I believe, and Ms. Lowry can correct me if I'm wrong, we were one of 5 schools, I believe, that was recognized for showing growth in all areas. Was that correct? Our major concern, our primary concern for the 25-26 school year is to show or continue to show academic growth with a particular emphasis on reading. That was also something we had indicated last year during our LSIC meeting. The 24-25 GSA data indicates progress across all academic areas, increasing the percentage of students achieving proficiency in reading, and reading remains a key priority for us. Our plan: to address this, we will continue to provide small group instruction tailored to students' specific needs, ensuring targeted support based on ongoing data analysis. This instructional approach allows us to implement appropriate interventions and evidence-based instructional strategies to address identified areas of weakness in reading. As initiated during the last school year, we will continue to implement the U-Fly Phonics, that's through University of Florida Learning Institute. It's a research-based instructional approach that supports our core curriculum. Staff participate in ongoing professional development sessions that are aligned with the science of reading. Additionally, our administration continues to focus on recruiting and retaining tenured teachers who demonstrate strength in both academic instruction and classroom management. And I can say that as of this year and last year, we are increasing those numbers. With the support from our community partners, school committees, and parents, we remain committed to fostering a positive school culture that supports both teaching and learning. Additionally, our leadership team is actively working to address the school's high transient rate, which currently stands at 79% based on the 24-25 data. High student mobility presents unique challenges to maintaining academic continuity and consistent student support. To help mitigate these impacts, we are exploring additional strategies that strengthen student engagement, improve family connections, and ensure smoother transitions for those students. What can you do for us? Curriculum, we again ask as when we did as we did before, that when the new reading adoption occurs, that consideration be given in selecting a curriculum that is same across all grade levels, kindergarten through 5th grade. Staff development, instructional opportunities for our special ed staff with a focus on targeted training aligned to the specific disability in which they serve. Personnel, continued support for long-term subs and special ed staff. We also ask that initiatives be considered for serving those of highest need areas, those that are in the highest need areas. Facilities, really not a lot that we can say about that. We're very blessed with the beautiful facility that we have. We have been working, Mr. Dillon and has been working with us for some of those areas that we still need some help with, but they're being taken care of. Our students, parents, community, and staff are extremely proud of our new facility. And our tribute center is nearing completion. I encourage you to stop by and see the amazing display of Stratton's history. What is our biggest accomplishment? Based on the most recent West Virginia General Summit of Assessment data, we have shown an increase in proficiency in all academic areas with an increase of 20 rankings on School Digger. We have also shown a decrease in both behavior incidents and chronic absenteeism. Regarding behavior, we have earned a bronze medal for our PBIS implementation and are hopeful to achieve a silver medal this school year. We are proud of the progress that we have made with our PBIS behavior. We feel we have a strong foundation in place in all tier levels. We will strive to continue showing improvement in the areas of academics, behavior, and attendance. We look forward to our continued partnership with West Virginia Tech and our community partners to enhance the support we offer our students. And before I read this last paragraph, I have a student here that may want to help me with this. No? Okay. Well, Mom sends me videos all the time where he is playing like he's Mrs. Clay. Okay. So, every morning, I don't have this on here about being prompt and prepared, act responsibly, make wise choices, and remember safety first. We say that every morning. But also our students are to listen and repeat these phrases. I am smart. No, still no. I am important, and I am loved. We ask that you consider our unique needs and perspectives when requests are made to improve our school. Together we will continue to embrace challenges as we strive for even greater success. Stratton Elementary is a universe of possibilities. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Let's just say 80% transient. So that means 80% of your students are either going or coming during the school year sometime?
Yes, sir.
Wow. I knew it was high. I didn't know it was that high.
Yes, sir.
That's a tough one to deal with.
I believe in the research it shows that 40% is considered high.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I know it's always been high at Stratton, and Beckley mentioned both have been high, but that 80%, that's a tough one to deal with, not knowing you're going to have that child when it usually happens at the first of the month. Lots of times they move.
Yes, sir.
That's the way
on the average, we gain and lose at least 2 to 3 students. Would you say weekly up to this point this year so far? Yes.
Yeah. And I am glad, I mean, your scores have improved. I know they're not where you want them to be. They're definitely not where I want them to be. I mean, 28 and 25 is not something that we're going to go right up on a wall, but it's improvement from where you were at before. So as long as we're making progress in that direction, like you said, that's where you want to go.
Yes, sir, and it was improvement from the previous year as well.
That's right, okay. So we're definitely moving that way. And I mean, you know that as much as anybody, but if I'm going to show somebody a school where my relatives come in or somebody comes in, I take them to Stratton Elementary. If my grandkids come in, I take them out to Stratton Elementary to use the playground. I mean, there's not probably a prettier facility in the county, definitely, and not maybe in the state than what you have there. So
Yes,
we
sir.
have the facility. Now we just have to somehow work with the community, and the community's challenged, and we need the community to buy in and help us, because you can't do but so much. But the
Yes, sir.
community needs to help us and buy in and improve the things there. But I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question. What's your student population?
Right now, I believe we're standing at 254.
254?
Yes, ma'am.
And 80% transit.
That
Or
was the
79.
data from last year.
Are they going to other schools in the county? Are they going
Well-
out of county? Are they coming from out of state? Are they moving out of state?
All of the above.
All of the above.
It used to be where like Beckley and Mabscott and Stratton Elementary were the three schools that would trade children, but we're getting a lot of children from up north. We've had some from Florida. Any others? Michigan, North Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, Alabama.
Is it families moving here, or is it kids coming to be raised by grandparents?
Both. We have families coming here to live. We have a lot of rentals. We have a lot of apartment complexes. And we did have the homeless shelter, but we also have an area that is like a homeless shelter. It's similar to it, but it's not the homeless shelter. So we have a lot of transitions with those families. We had in fact, today we had a student that left us right near the end of the year last year, left right before state testing, and she had been with us for a while. She came back to us at the beginning of this year, and just as of today, I believe, I'm talking about the right one, she was taken back out, transitioned out somewhere else again. So
very,
yes.
very difficult.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it's hard to track the data to see what the actual percentages would look like with those students that you've had over a period of time, or the students that you've had at the beginning of the year through the end of the year.
I think we've always had kids in and out. I know when I was at Soket Junior High or Independence, it was the same thing. Probably not on the level that your all's is, but we'd enroll 3 and lose 2, enroll 2 and lose 4. I mean, it was all year, so
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
probably a statewide problem. And then the teacher thing, that's statewide, countywide. We'd love to have more teachers. It's just hard.
Dr. Starcher.
Echo what Mr. Snuffer said earlier. As we work with Ms. Clay and Stratton, the improvements are occurring. I know that she's not pleased with where they are, but they're moving in the right direction, and that's positive, and we'll keep building on that. One thing, Ms. Clay did mention the tribute space. So board members, I'd like to share with you, and I see Councilwoman Bullock back there that I've had the pleasure of working with in terms of the facility. So Councilwoman Bullock sent me a text message about the work that we've done in the tribute space. So I'm glad she's here to hear this. I just signed off on the rest of the work. So it is tentatively supposed to be installed November 4th. And that will conclude in terms of, the empty case, we have a little treat planned for the tribute space. Most people don't know about that yet. I think you'll like it, Councilman Bullock. And the monitor, all of that should be in place November 4th unless something goes adrift between now and then. But we are very excited to conclude the tribute space, and obviously we can continue adding to it, putting new things in and removing others. But we are excited for that, and we will be planning some type of event to unveil the tribute space to the public. So I wanted to share that with Ms. Bullock while she was here. Thank you.
We have a DKG group met and did the whole tour of Stratton.
Oh, did you?
Last week, matter of fact.
Yes, and I had to miss that. I'm sorry.
Any other questions, comments? We thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir.
You guys want to move up here? My crew.
I don't think you have to with me, Mr. Bowman. You can sit. You're fine. All right, good evening. First of all, welcome to Bradley Elementary. We are thankful that you're here and you get to see our wonderful little school. Tonight I have Leanne Sharp as a teacher, Brian Bowman as a teacher. He's also my chairperson. Kim Otta, she's a teacher as well. Michelle Pack, service personnel. I have Jessica Kane and Jesse Kane, parents, and Sue Burton, parent. And they set up this lovely display this evening for you all. We have a wonderful PTO here. Also have Kathy Lovell as my at-large member and Sharon Smith as my at-large member. So only had 2 people that weren't able to be here this evening. Okay, so our performance measures on the West Virginia GSA for math. Last year we were at 42%. And 2024 we were at 42%, and then in 2025 we were also at 42%, so there was no growth there. With reading in 2024 we were at 50%, and then we went down 3% with 47%. In 2024 we were 33% in science, and we went down to 25%. So we were a little disappointed in seeing those results. Our primary academic concern centers on our 3% decline in reading performance. After carefully reviewing the student data, we found this decline is largely tied to difficulties in writing.
which have impacted overall reading comprehension scores. And while our math scores remain stable, we didn't see any growth there that we were aiming to see, despite the iReady prediction that suggested improvement, because our projected proficiency was much higher than our actual score. I think it was projected us to be at least 50% in math, and we were only 42. So in response to that, we have taken clear strategic steps. So for the 2025-2026 school year, we have implemented a 30-minute writing block in all K through 5 classrooms. And this is supplemental to our ELA instruction. So this allows for daily, consistent writing practice across all grade levels. I told my teachers we're going to start from the bottom with a simple sentence, and we're going to work our way all the way up to the 5th grade where we're writing essays. Our academic coach has already led 2 professional development sessions focused on writing instruction, and we have more scheduled throughout the year. Additionally, we have also adopted a school-wide walk-to-intervention model for both reading and math, giving every student 30 minutes of focused daily intervention in both areas. So the lowest student and the highest student will both receive 30 minutes of intervention in math and reading each day. So this is an improvement over last year's alternating schedule. Last year they would do reading 2 days and math 3 days. So now every day you get reading and math. Intervention groups are facilitated by the classroom teachers, Title I staff, special education teachers, and also we have our ECATs doing that. This allows for us to better meet the individual needs of all students, whether they need remediation or enrichment. We're also holding regular leadership and PBIS team meetings, and our teacher team meetings meet twice monthly to analyze the data and to adjust instruction accordingly. And then outside of school hours, we are having tutoring funded by Title I and also Science of Reading. I have tutors for both of those this year, and that's just to reinforce learning and to help close those achievement gaps for the students that need that. We're truly grateful for the support that the board has offered to Bradley over the years. So first, in terms of curriculum, we've seen a great benefit from tools like Simple Solutions, which help reinforce those essential skills. And we also appreciate being able to integrate UFly into our phonics instruction this year. We're using that during our walk to intervention groups. We believe that will be instrumental in strengthening our students' foundational reading skills. And right now, we don't really have any additional needs for curriculum. Regarding staff development, we're thankful for the expertise and guidance of our academic coaches who have already provided our 2 highly effective writing focus sessions this year. And then they are going to do ongoing professional development. This year, I'm going to have a session each 9 weeks, and that's made possible through Title I funding, so we're thankful for that as well. In terms of personnel, we would like to advocate for the return of a full-time counselor for the 26-27 school year. Our students' academic and social emotional needs are increasing, and having a consistent presence in our school by a counselor, I feel like, is really vital. A full-time counselor would allow for deeper relationships, timely interventions, and more comprehensive support than a part-time arrangement can offer. And then finally, with regard to our facilities, we want to just thank you for the recent improvements. And you can see 2 of them right here. We got new backboards. I know Mrs. Hauk asked for those last year, so here they are. Don't they look great? I think they look great. We've gotten compliments on them at our basketball games, so. And then we've also had upgraded doors with windows, so we're thankful for that. I know she had asked for that last year. And then in the last couple weeks, they have come around to check about rekeying our building, which I'm so thankful for, because when I got this job, they said, here's your bucket of keys. So it'll be so nice to have a system in place to keep up with our keys. And then we'd also like to talk about the Centegix badges. They've added a layer of security for all staff and students as we continue working to ensure a safe and welcoming environment. We've already used them a few times, so we're thankful for those. We've had medical emergencies where we've had to use them, so we just appreciate the support with that. And then we would like to be considered for some updates to our preschool playground equipment, as several pieces are broken and rusted out. So that's one thing that we'd like to be considered for next year. We do have some things that we'd like to share that we're proud of, though, at Bradley. So despite our academic challenges, we are proud to share that Bradley has earned the PBIS Tier 1 Bronze Medal. So this is just reflects our commitment to teaching those positive behaviors and having a strong school culture, which we've really tried to work on this year. We've also made significant strides in building stronger partnerships with families. This year alone, we've held 2 PTO meetings, and I've recruited over 80 parent volunteers. And we also had a Reading on the Lawn event, which welcomed more than 100 parents there. And you can see the pictures when you go out of them reading on the lawn on the bulletin board. Because we feel like community is very important. So in closing, we just appreciate your continued partnership and the support that you provide to help us offer a high quality education to every student. We're hopeful, we are focused, and we are committed to ensuring that every child at Bradley Elementary thrives. So thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Do you have any comments for your LSIC chairman? Do you have anything you want to say?
Did you want to say anything, Mr. Bowman? No, he's just some support back here.
Okay, you were there. I just say, hey, I'll put you on the thing here. Is your enrollment up or down?
Our enrollment is one student down from last year.
Just one. Well,
thankfully, we have Fayette County right next door, and we've accepted quite a few Fayette County people because they all want to come here, so we are welcoming them.
Yeah, that's always been a good thing for Bradley.
It has.
Fayette County Schools helped us a lot.
Yeah, we added a 3rd kindergarten back this year. It only has 10 kids, but we used to have 3 of every grade. From what I was told, and now we're down to 2 of every grade, but this year we do have a 3rd kindergarten. It's a small group, but...
What do you I mean, I know you've analyzed the scores, and you can drill down on this really deep. Your reading score is dropping 3%. What do you contribute that to? Was it...
The writing.
The writing part of it?
Yeah. The writing, and then just the lack of the foundational skills. So that's why we've included UFly, and then now we have a 30-minute designated reading block in every grade level. Okay. I was just curious because you've usually had really good scores here in school, so. Yeah.
Okay. That's all. I mean, what was it? Oh, the full-time counselor. I think every school that's come here wants a full-time counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like Santa Claus comes on our knee, but we don't always give everything,
Right.
So we wish we could.
Yeah.
But it's
doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Hey, ask all you want. We consider it every year. I mean, I don't think you can minimize the value of a counselor.
We cannot.
In a grade school. I mean, I remember we didn't have them at all in grade schools.
And we have a wonderful counselor, so we would love to have her back full time.
I don't care if you're Maxwell Hill or if you're Bradley or whoever. We have more kids who have more, I don't want to say it the wrong way, have more problems in most of their home life and their daily living and everything else. So we're dealing with stuff that at grade schools that we didn't used to deal with until maybe high school. I mean, emotional things. Kids are growing up way too fast, lots of them.
Yes.
And so we're experiencing that, and it's tough.
It is.
But we hear your concern. Well, I guess my point was we hear your concern.
Okay.
We hear the concern from all of them. We just can't fund them all, but we do hear the concerns, and we'll do the best we can to work around however we can to provide those services the best possible way. But thank you.
Thank you.
You know that I love Bradley.
Yeah.
I mean, and Mama Painter, you've been here since I taught kindergarten here, I think. And I know this school appreciates you a lot.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It's because of her we have a decorated foyer every single month. She comes and decorates for us every single month. We appreciate her.
Mama Margaret.
Yep. All the kids call her Mama. We all call her Mama.
Every school needs a Mama Margaret.
They do.
I'm just saying.
I just, again, want to say thank you to Ms. Bond and the LSIC here, the parents, for hosting us this evening. We appreciate that opportunity to be here at Bradley. And I do, obviously, I'm aware of the dip in scores, but we had a transition last year, mid-year, and I know Ms. Bond has a strong academic background, and the staff here, I know, is committed to students and their success. So I'm confident the school will see an increase again this year, or an increase this year, I should say. So thank you for all you do. Your kids, I was able to visit, I don't know, a couple weeks ago maybe, and they were a lot of fun. I spent like an unplanned question and answer session in one of the classrooms. That was fun, and your students were so very respectful, but so inquisitive and very much able to carry on a conversation with me, and I really appreciated that. Again, it was unplanned, but you have some wonderful students here, so thank you for what you're doing, and I'm confident you'll see an increase this year.
Yeah, next year we'll have good news.
Yeah.
Good news. Thank you so much for
One last thing. I didn't see your janitorial staff here tonight, but this school, when I came in, I can tell, I've been around the school too. I walk into the school and I can tell what your janitorial staff is probably within about 15 minutes of being in the school. Everything was clean. I was in the restrooms in there. Someone's doing an excellent job, okay? So convey that appreciation to them for the hard work they're doing. I mean, the gym, everything. I know you knew we were going to be here tonight, so maybe put a little extra into it. But it's just, I mean, I understand that, but it does look really well, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate your snacks.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting us.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all we have on our agenda. This meeting is adjourned.